Once upon a time, deep within a lush forest, there lived a cunning and sly fox named Reynard. Reynard was known far and wide for his cleverness and craftiness. One sunny day, as he was strolling through the woods, he came across a beautiful vine laden with plump, juicy grapes. "Oh, what a delightful sight," thought Reynard, licking his lips in anticipation. He approached the vine and leaped with all his might, trying to reach the grapes hanging tantalizingly just out of his grasp. But despite his best efforts, the grapes remained just beyond his reach. Undeterred, Reynard tried again and again, each time jumping higher and higher. Yet, each time he failed to reach the grapes, which seemed to mock him with their unreachable perfection. After several attempts, Reynard grew frustrated and sat down at the foot of the vine, panting from exertion. "These grapes must be sour anyway," Reynard muttered to himself, trying to mask his disappointment. "Who needs them?" With a haughty toss of his head, he turned away from the vine and continued on his way through the forest. As he walked, Reynard couldn't shake off the feeling of defeat. He kept thinking about those grapes and how they had eluded him. "I'm too clever to be beaten by a bunch of grapes," he mumbled, feeling a pang of annoyance. Yet, no matter how hard he tried to ignore it, the image of those plump, juicy grapes stayed in his mind. Days passed, and Reynard couldn't stop thinking about the grapes. He began to realize that it wasn't just about the fruit itself, but about his pride and his ego. "I can't believe I let a bunch of grapes get to me like this," he muttered, feeling ashamed of his own behavior. One evening, as Reynard was wandering through the forest, he came across a group of young animals playing together. Among them was a small rabbit who seemed to be struggling to jump over a fallen log. Reynard watched as the other animals cheered the rabbit on, encouraging him to keep trying despite his failures. Suddenly, it hit Reynard like a bolt of lightning. He saw himself in the rabbit, so determined to reach something out of reach, yet facing failure after failure. With a pang of empathy, Reynard approached the rabbit and offered him some advice on how to jump higher. To Reynard's surprise, the rabbit listened attentively and tried again. This time, with a bit of guidance, the rabbit managed to clear the log successfully. The other animals cheered and congratulated the rabbit, who beamed with pride and gratitude. As Reynard walked away, a warm feeling spread through his chest. He realized that his obsession with the grapes had clouded his judgment and made him forget the joy of helping others. "Those grapes weren't worth my time," he thought with a smile. "But helping someone else achieve their goal? That's priceless." From that day on, Reynard became known not only for his cunning but also for his kindness and willingness to help others. And whenever he passed by the vine with the grapes, he would simply smile to himself and continue on his way, knowing that true happiness came not from what he could take, but from what he could give.